So I want to show you that I literally shot the AR setup that I didn't want to review. I didn't want anybody to think that I was just throwing shade on these polymer ARs that have been nothing but a thorn in my side since literally my very first customer when my shop was in Oregon bought one. And then I've had nothing but a succession of issues with these polymer setups. But that's 15 yards on steel. Yeah, it's not super impressive, but with a little help they can run. So just take this review that's about to come at you of the polymer AR. Literally the review I don't want to do, but I'm going to do it anyway because this is a customer's piece and asked me to take it out and shoot it and then review it. This is going to be a no holds bar review. Stay tuned, get your tissues, get your keyboards ready. The comment section is going to be lit.
Alrighty there, A-Bird Friend FM. So we're back from our desert shoot. And we're going to go ahead and review this ATI all polymer AR. Yes, this one is in flat dark earth. And this one appears to run so far for 20 rounds. Now, why would I say it appears to run for 20 rounds? I'm going to go ahead and clear that up. So, all the way back during COVID up in the great state of Oregon, a friend of mine's shop got a hold of a bunch of the ATI ARs. And they were aluminum upper and lowers, but they were plagued with problems straight out of the box. Unfortunately, everything from misaligned, loose gas blocks, and the polymer lower parts kit. Nothing but issues I have had. I do not sell these in my shop because of the inconsistency involved in them. This one is the Alpha Max multi-cal. And I'm going to stick with this one, and then I'm going to share some of the issues that I've had or customers have had with these and then brought them in my shop. This one, for instance. Customer wanted to mount an optic. We got the Vortex Strike Fire on there. That was very straightforward. But changing the pistol brace. This is where I found another inconsistency. The castle nut for the original pistol non-telescoping brace tube, I took it off with my bare hand. It was not even staked. So that's an issue. But obviously I took it out. I ran 20 rounds for it. Now, unfortunately, when my customer came in and he told me that he had bought the polymer AR pistol, my reaction prompted him to, hey, I want you to take it out and shoot it and go through it. And actually, it's kind of good that I did, especially finding that castle nut loose. Because, of course, the back plate would back out. That lower takedown detent spring is going to leave. Those are common issues that I found with them. Now, let's go over to an Omni Hybrid. Why the Omni Hybrid? Because this is another one that came in and it just failed. And this one has the polymer hammer, trigger, disconnect. It's all polymer. And these fail. So up in Oregon, I ended up probably doing 15 to 20 of these where they had to get legitimate lower parts kits added. This one didn't want to function, but this one had an added issue I had never seen before. The bolt was physically stuck. Now I'm going to try to get this polymer upper into the camera the best I can, and I know already 25 or 30 people have already typed in the comments, but I have one of those with no issues. If you have no issues, that is awesome. I am just sharing some of the issues that my customers have experienced and then brought them to me. This one, I don't know if you're going to be able to catch it. I'll try to get it in there. It's actually physically warped. It is not, it's not straight. This one was an issue because the customer had it for a little bit. It was firing and it was firing great. And then it just stopped and it locked the bolt up. And he kept having to mortar it to the rear. It was actually getting hung up inside the upper. So when I started going through this one, I noticed a couple of things that were a little alarming. I don't know, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but I'll try to point it out. there's actually inside the gas tube, there's actually a burr. There is a nice sharp edge in that cast aluminum section where your barrel threads on and where your front takedown pin goes. There's a burr. It was actually cutting, due to vibration, it was cutting a slit into the gas tube. So I removed the gas block, moved the flash hider, hand tight, got the gas block off. The barrel nut, I spun off with my hands. It was actually beginning to, you'll see a little bit, maybe in this side, you can actually hopefully pick up. The camera will adjust to it. It probably won't. But you can actually see where it was actually starting to strip the threads. So I'm not trying to poo-poo these issues that I've dealt with. Inconsistent feeding, quote-unquote jamming issues. Jamming issues are kind of weird. A lot of people will pass a feeding issue as a jamming issue. The feeding issue starts usually in the magazine. But the cycling or the chambering, extracting and ejecting portion, a lot of that comes from your gas. Now, if your gas block is turned to the side, a lot of people will automatically go and they will throw a heavier buffer in here because you're not sending that bolt all the way to the rear. Therefore, it is not physically ejecting one cartridge. Automatically, it's assumed that the bolt is too fast. Well, if it's short strokes, you're not getting that spent brass out. Of course, it's just going to slide it right back in on top of the live round. So that's one issue. And then literally, I don't know how to say this other than I had one of the aluminum ATI upper and lowers, but with these polymer guts, the polymer lower parts kit, customer had it literally fired 3 magazines and the hammer would not give a sufficient hammer strike to actually fire a round. I literally dropped in a used, from the parts bin, GI hammer spring, changed it out, trigger, disconnect spring and pins, put back in, and sent it right back out. And it ran, as far as I know, it's still running today. So unfortunately, it's that old adage of you get what you pay for. Once again here, staking a castle nut's not the end of the world. But there's just little inconsistencies in this rifle. I will say this Alpha Max, so far, I have fired more rounds through this one than I have with any other one without having to work on it first. Now with that, like I said, this is the review I didn't want to do because I hate to shit on people's hopes and dreams. The other thing I have seen fail too is the polymer mag catch. Running the steel mags in and out of it, it just shaves down the polymer on the mag catch. Hopefully, these things will get cleaned up in further models, but for now, these are some of the issues I've experienced. Now, if you're having issues with your ATI AR or with your polymer upper and lower pistol, do me a favor, go in the comments and tell me what issues you're having and then also what fixes you may have done to fix them. This is just so that I can better help customers when they come in with their issues. That's all it is. This is just fact-finding and fact-sharing, information sharing, you might say. I have nothing against them. ATI makes some actually pretty cool 22 long rifle copies, you might say, like the Sturmgewehr and other stuff. But I think on the polymer, they shit the bed. That's all I got. Everybody stay safe. Comment, like, subscribe. Definitely throw a comment if you've had an issue with one of these. But more importantly, what the issue was and how it was resolved. Or if it's not resolved, go ahead and put in there. And if you're close to Lake Havasu City, Arizona, go ahead and look me up. A-Bird Freedom Support. You can just Google. Drop me a line. Let's see if we can help you get your polymer AR up and running. Out.